Journey to God's House, Chapter 7, entitled Much Ado About Whiskers. The governing body and Jehovah's Witnesses have a special aversion to facial hair, especially on men. To the witnesses, having facial hair reeks of rebellion and having a rebellious spirit. That hasn't changed to this day. They still have that same aversion. And I believe it stems all the way back to the reign of Joseph Franklin Rutherford and his tenure as president of the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of Pennsylvania. He wanted to distance himself from everything Pastor Charles Taze Russell had incorporated into their religion, including the culture of having beards. So that's just my 2 cents on that. Back to the book. Brock Talon mentions that his congregation elders gave him quote unquote counsel to shave his mustache before he went to Bethel because Bethelites did not have them. He guessed that it was because Bethelites had to be extra clean cut at Jehovah's house, even above and beyond other Jehovah's Witnesses. He had a mustache since he could grow one, and being young and vain, he said it was fairly traumatic to shave it off, but he did so. But it seemed weird that it was okay to be a part-time pioneer, preaching 60 hours a month in his own congregation and able to have a mustache, but not allowed to keep it when he became a Bethelite. So when he got to Bethel, he noticed right away that there were lots of other brothers who had mustaches. What gives? So he got the nerve to ask one of the Bethel elders about this issue, and this is what the Bethel elder told him: that Latino and black brothers were allowed to have mustaches at Bethel because it was their culture. And since it was their culture for these dark-skinned brothers to have mustaches back at their home congregations, then it was okay for them to keep their facial hair at Bethel also. But white brothers had to shave off their mustaches and facial hair because there was no such culture of facial hair for these guys. He also added that the black brother that he had pointed out, who wore a beard, well, that wasn't really a beard at all. You see, it was just that the black brother really got bad bumps and acne for shaving close to his facial hair. So because of this, he was allowed to grow his beard out temporarily so that the bumps and acne would go away. After that, he would be required to shave it like all good Jehovah's Witnesses did. So no, it wasn't really a beard. It was temporary grow out. For medical reasons, of course. This caught Brock Talon off guard because it's such strange reasoning. And Jehovah's Witnesses are often stuck on their silly man-made rules that there's no time for common sense. Did it make sense for them to require this brother to constantly shave and have constant acne and bumps on his facial skin? No, it didn't. So he doesn't recall how the exact conversation went, but it left him questioning things. He had more questions now from the answers than he did originally. So he had to have a follow-up with the Bethel elder on this subject, and that he did. So eventually the Bethel elder simply stopped trying to answer his questions and walked away shaking his head, and he muttered something under his breath to the effect that he was being ridiculous. The author goes on to say that he brought this subject up in many ways, many times, both in and out of Bethel over the years, to many Jehovah's Witness elders. And this particular discussion seems to always end the same way, which is on deaf ears. After all, it seems much easier for them to take the Jehovah's Witness much ado about whiskers stance than to just leave people alone about this very personal issue. So this is going to conclude this chapter. Thanks for listening. Thank you for taking time to listen to my summary of the book, Journey to God's House. Post your comments, like and share this video, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for the next chapter.